Hello, guys. No, I did not forget to set my clock back, Mike. we are just trying to get stuff ready. So welcome, Senwen. Welcome, Mike. Today it's not gonna. I'm gonna be the co-host today. And Ken, welcome. Uh, uh, the real host today is gonna be my son, Andreas. So I'm gonna let him get to the chair, and we're gonna have a talk. I'm gonna be right here doing the technical stuff, and me and him are gonna take a talk about a game that he's been playing for a while. But first, I'm gonna run the intro, and I'm gonna let my kid introduce himself. So yeah, welcome, Voynich. Do an intro. Yeah. Muted. Yeah, well, there we go. I'm muted. So yeah, that's pretty much a bad thing letting me do the technical stuff. So I hope you can hear us now. Can you hear us? There we go. Well, this is my lovely son, Mr. Rebel Jr.
Hi, I'm Rebel Jr.
Today we're gonna have a little discussion about what kids sees in games and movies and all the weird stuff. My son is fairly awake, at least more awake than most sons are, and yeah. What are we gonna talk about today?
We're gonna talk about a game that's called We Happy Few.
Hmm? What's that about?
It's about so
Yeah.
the whole world is some form of apocalypse, and and you are you're on the ground where you have these joy pills, and these joy pills make you see hallucinate better things than actually the things they are.
Really? Can you say more about that?
Mm, And they also give you memory loss.
So you take a pill that gives you memory loss and makes you hallucinate a better world than the world really is. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what happens if you don't take that pill?
S- um, some guards, some guards will, some guards will take you out of the underground and put you out in the outside world, where where everything is destroyed.
Oh. So if you don't take your joy pill, you're not longer allowed to be in the world with the rest of them.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, you also get to be above where it's not, where the whole world is destroyed, and there's some boys that's called what were they?
What?
There were these boys. I don't
Sig det til mig på dansk.
and but far
Spoils? No, you don't want to spoil it.
no. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we have a few clips. We didn't get much ready, but we will play the first clip and we can talk about this clip after, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to We Are Happy Few on Rebel TV Sun, and yeah, let's just get into it. This is a truth game we're gonna be playing today. Act 1.
I did take them. No, leave me alone. I took my joy. No, leave me alone. No.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Arthur.
So can we talk about what just happened there?
In that clip, a guy was getting vaccinated.
Yeah, but somebody saying that they took their joy. You know what? That was that the guy or the son or what?
So there were. I think that he didn't take his joy, so
Yeah.
he got a vaccine in him.
Oh, so because he didn't take his pill, the joy pill, he got a vaccine.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. So yeah, and this goes all throughout this game. It's insanity in many levels. So yeah, this is crazy. I've just seen some of the game with my son. I've just been here watching it, and it got it. I'm telling you, this game is loaded with subliminal messages, and they're putting that shit out there where kids can see it. So, well, I think Grand Theft Auto is a child games compared to this. This is very dark, and yeah. Let's play a little clip, Mia. I don't remember what this one is.
Um, they're coming after me now.
The people.
Yeah, the people.
So, and that's the one that's on joy pills. Or what?
I don't know.
Are they after you because you didn't take your joy pill?
You're out of the thing where you got out because you were a downer, and a downer was one that didn't take their pills.
Alrighty.
And and what's it called? I don't think I don't think these are ones that are taking their joy pills. I don't think we're out of the little.
So they don't have joy pills?
No, they don't have joy pills, but they're still after you, I think. But this lady helped us escape into the church.
Mhm.
Then they really won't give a damn what you do, so long as you don't take things that don't belong to you, or go up and punch someone in the nose. Now you can survive the next 5 minutes.
Were they like zombies?
Yeah, they were after you, saying like, "Oh, we've got a tourist right here."
A tourist.
Ja. Og så kom de efter mig.
Yeah, just another way of saying you don't belong here. Yeah. So what would they do? Why are they chasing you? Were they gonna hurt you?
Yeah, I don't think I think they're scared. They're scared of us. Oh yeah,
Well, they're
these
scared of the tourists.
maybe I don't know.
Well, that makes sense because these people are scared of us too.
Yeah, they look. There's these masks. There's called lies, and when you take them, they give you your memory back.
Really? Let's hear a little more about that.
Let's take the lies.
So you have masks. You're collecting masks. They're called lies. And when you take them, you get a little of your memory back.
Yeah.
The memories that the joy take away.
Yeah.
Really? Interesting.
Mm. Yeah, it's you and Percy talking together. Yeah, there was.
Let's just talk a little about that one, shall we?
Yeah.
So you have a pill called joy, and everybody is taking this pill, and when they do, they receive memory loss and create a world that's better than the actual world. And when you stop taking this pill, you will be able to see the real world as it is. And when you're collecting these masks called lies, then you will get a little of your memory back. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do anybody find this just a little startling? Because I really do. So these masks, they're all over the game.
I haven't played a lot of it, but I know I've collected 2 masks.
Yeah, and then each time you're collecting these masks, you get a little more truth.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that is kind of scary.
Yeah.
How do you as a kid perceive a game like this?
In the start, I just I saw a music video about it, but then I heard some interesting lines in the video.
Yeah. Well, what catch your eye or your ear about those lines?
Not really like, not really like.
Tag det roligt, guys.
I was just getting the wrong vibes about it, and it felt a little like you needed to take these pills. You have to, or you'll get kicked out of the club.
But did it refer to something you're seeing in real life?
I think so, but I can't point it out.
You can't point it out. No. So you have a kid who doesn't take his vaccine. No, he doesn't take his joy, and now he's not allowed to be a part of the real world unless he gets a vaccine. Do you know what's happening outside right now?
They're taking vaccines.
Yeah, and they're telling people in the real world right now, they're telling people that they can't do stuff if they don't have a vaccine. They're actually already talking about in our country, Denmark, that in a month or two, you're not allowed to work without having a vaccine.
Yeah.
So can you see how it applies to real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So yeah, this is predictive programming at its best. I've never seen anything like it. I must say, I've seen a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of movies. I've never seen anything like this. This is just a horror show. If you see the world like we do, you know, this is amazing. The amount of preliminary messaging that's in this is insane. I don't remember if we have something about the kids in this clip. Do we?
No, we don't.
Not in this clip. But could we talk about that for a second? I'll
Yeah.
just remove this.
Yeah. I kind of. So there was. There was these. I think policemen.
Mhm.
They. Them that were on the top.
Mhm.
Them that were not on underground. Got.
Oh, let's talk about them being underground because we haven't covered that. That's important. We get this.
Yeah.
Why are the people underground?
For some apocalypse reason, I think there is all these German symbolistic things
Yeah.
like
So who drove them underground?
I think it's the Germans.
Yeah. As you told me earlier, the Germans caused some apocalyptic event
Yeah,
that drove everybody underground, uh, and they couldn't get back up, right?
yeah, yeah, until some people went up and they actually stayed alive because all on the top, w- all the other people on the top died. I think,
Yeah.
and them, I and them underground was and those who were underground were like half the of them that was underground got up and called a downer, and they got up, but suddenly they didn't die as all the other people.
Yeah. So they could live, but all the other peoples, they died.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you have a happy few, as the name of the game, that survived this apocalyptical event, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And now you have. Let's talk about. We saw a town where we 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 saw that there was no kids in this town.
yeah,
We saw a lot of people walking around depressed. You remember this?
yeah. They were depressed, and
Yeah.
there was absolutely no kids. And suddenly we go into a house,
Mhm.
and the house has something like, I remember now. I remember repeating.
Yeah. And it also said, "I remember what we did." Remember that?
Yeah, and it also said, "How could we?"
Yeah. All over this house is drawings on the wall that implements that something awful happened. And there was a picture of a policeman with a gun pointing at three kids and taking the kids, and you had the parents writing on the wall, we remember what we did, how could we, it seems like they did something that make the police come and wind up all the kids and put them in a train and drove them away. And when we got a little further in the game, we found the parents hung from the ceiling of the attic. So the parents killed themselves after they did something terrible that removed all the kids. And everybody that's still alive in this town is depressed and looking down. And I've never seen anything so sinister in my life. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Did you see something that I didn't?
Um. wh- I. I. Yeah. I think now what's happening. I think. Uh, who we playing as is named Arthur, and Arthur is looking after I think his lost brother Percy.
Oh, yeah.
He's looking for, and I think Percy got on the train or some form of transport and taken away.
Mm.
But somehow Arthur stayed as a young child in the town, and
And he disappeared.
Yeah, he disappeared.
Yeah. So it seems like all the kids disappeared from this town, and all the grown-ups were left, and those who didn't hung themselves were heavily depressed and didn't want to talk to anybody. Was very angry when you tried to speak to them. They lashed out, and you
Yeah.
know, so that's just a little too close to comfort if you ask a rebel like me. So yeah, there's heavily people skills defined in this game. You know, there's socialism described in this game. Some is actually allowed to play by kids, and the symbolism on the wall, everything what we just discussed, we went around and found written on the wall. You know, it was scratched in the walls. You know, when you first play the game and have an objective, you don't notice this, but if you go around looking at it, it is subliminal message at its finest. You know, we didn't get to find many clips before we started, but I will make a video about this where my son is narrating things a little deeper. And but yeah, this game is this. What I've seen so far is not only what is going on right now, but there's futuristic messages in it as well. You can see the future in it, and apparently this game we don't even know who made it, do we?
No, we don't know.
No. Apparently this game just I've never heard of it. It came out of nowhere, and it's a big hit all around. So you were talking about YouTubers that was covering this game.
Yeah, and they said they were super confused and didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, but it was large YouTubers, right? There was people with a lot of followers, subscribers.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. It seems like there has been some kind of big promotion of big propaganda about this game, and it just hit very very fast in large numbers, and it's not cheap. I cannot tell you, it's a pretty expensive game. So yeah, and we only scratched the surface so far. We are we still in chapter 1 or are we in chapter 2?
I'm still in chapter 1.
Yeah, still in chapter 1, and this is what we got from chapter 1. And after this, there are multiple layout additions that you can add to this game, and those names are scary as hell as well. You know, so you just know that something is terribly wrong with this game. There's no way that these people that made this game is out of the loop. They're definitely in the loop. So if you want to see something that can predict what's going to happen in the future, I'm not saying buy this game, but go there. There are YouTubers covering this game, isn't there?
Yeah,
The
but
truth bits.
I don't. I've only seen clips, and I only seen the YouTubers' opinions about the game.
But it's out there. You know, you
Yeah.
can find the information put out by other gaming YouTubers. That
I think there's some.
do you have some names? You
no,
don't have to drop them here, but we just make a link after.
I think you can find some some YouTubers that are just silent, that doesn't say anything or doesn't have a camera on, that just plays the game fully.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's just some people that play it, and
That's a good advice. So you can see the whole game being played online. So yeah, I urge everybody to go and watch this game. I'm hooked. You know, this is better than any TV series I've seen in the last couple of years, and I'm gonna. There's definitely truth in this. So yeah, I'm just gonna look through the comments. You can talk if you have something to say.
Not really.
No. What does it make you feel when you're watching a game like this?
A little sad.
Sad?
Sad.
What makes you sad? What's happening in the game?
It's sad how our world is almost the same as their world.
Yeah. That's a kid speaking. So, you think this world is the same as our world? You get that vibe?
Yeah, I get a vibe that's like it's almost like our world is.
What if I tell you that it could be that that's how they want you to see the world? It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. I know the thing about the joy pill and the vaccines are a little too close to comfort,
Yeah,
but could it just be a scare tactics for kids your age?
maybe.
Yeah. So, do you see other stuff? Let's talk about other stuff. Online
Yeah.
propaganda, whatever. That is something that you kids see that we adults don't see. Don't count your dad, because your dad is kind of like seeing everything. But
Yeah.
normal people, normal grown-ups.
Yeah.
What if I tell you that I see commercials on every street corner trying to make kids take a vaccine?
Yeah.
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 Do you see that as a kid?
There's actually almost every in my school almost every kid has been vaccinated.
Almost. Is it on your school or just in your classroom?
In my classroom, the other classes don't have that.
How many kids in your classroom is unvaccinated?
I would say for I would say there's 22 in my class, and I think there is 13 vaccinated.
13 vaccinated out of 22, so that's about half.
Yeah.
It's a little over half of the kids in my son's class that has been vaccinated. How old are you?
13.
And I've gathered information for other schools from work colleagues and so forth, and it seems to be right about the same number. Kids down to the age of 12 is like 50-50. We have 50% vaccinated kids until the age of 12, and that's kind of startling,
Yeah, and one of my friends. I go på Hvidborg.
Nej, det er lige meget. Bare kald ham din ven.
Okay, my friend, which is 10 years old, he says, I don't care if I'm 10, just give me the vaccine.
He said that.
Yeah.
And that's Sammy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a friend that's 10 years of age who says, just give me the vaccine already.
Yeah, and it's good because they don't let him have the vaccine.
Who won't let him have the vaccine? His parents or the teachers?
I think in general here in Denmark you need to be over 12 to have the vaccine.
Yes. So far you need to be over 12. Yes.
at the
So he's 10 years of age and he want a vaccine, but he can't have it because he's not 12.
yeah, and the teacher said actually, if I could, I would order a box of vaccines and give it to you all
Okay.
if I could, and if no,
Did everybody just hear that? Really? You have kids at the age of 10 who wants the vaccine but and are asking for it, but can't have it because they're not 12 years of age. And you have a teacher telling those kids that if she could, she would buy a box and give them one, but she can't.
he,
He.
yeah,
Yeah. Did everybody just hear that? That's what they're doing out there right now. And I know there's something about the testing too. You have testing in school, right?
yeah, and actually, I have a contract that actually says I can't wear masks and test.
I know. I fought hard to get a piece of paper that says that he doesn't have to wear a mask, and he's not allowed to be tested at school, and he's not allowed to be even talked to about vaccines. So I fought for that over 6 months. It took me to get that piece of paper. So that's what that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, but how many from your class is getting tested at school?
When a teacher takes us to takes them to the testing room, I don't get tested, and they get to the testing room. Only 5 kids are in the room.
So you're only 5 kids that are not being tested.
Yeah.
The rest have been tested out of 22, right? So yeah, that's about 80%. 80%, and how often are they tested?
Almost every time.
Yeah, every time. Is that every week or every other week?
Every week.
Every week. So you have 80% of his class being tested every week.
And maybe even a little more.
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, my partner, him that I sit next to in class.
Yeah.
He just got corona, and
so now you can't go to school.
Yeah, yes, I can go to school.
You can.
Yeah, but I.
But I know they ask you to stay home because you had symptoms, right?
Yeah, I had symptoms.
Yeah. So why can you still go to school when the guy who you're sitting next to had corona? Don't you think that's weird?
Yeah, that's very, very weird.
Is he vaccinated?
Nope.
Nope.
He's not vaccinated.
No. I've heard this story before, and what it seems to me is that when it comes to vaccinate, they're protecting the vaccinated people and they're not protective of the unvaccinated people, the kids in the school. It seems like there's an agenda to say, well, if it's like subliminal messaging saying that if you are not vaccinated, it's your own damn fault and we hope you get sick. That's the vibe I get when I talk to the teacher. It's like they don't like us they kind of hate that there are few that resist, and as I'm hearing you, there's only 5 out of 22 kids. Only 5 kids have parents who are resisting this.
Actually, not resisting. No, the big percentage. Most kids want to be tested, and some don't want to be tested.
Okay, so the kids, they still have a choice in it.
Yeah, kids, you have a choice, but I think at least they say, and you have to sign a contract that you have to sign a contract before you get tested, and
Are they signing a piece of paper each time they're testing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know why I don't want you tested?
Uh, isn't it something about they're going some places they're not going?
Yeah. First of all, I don't like the way they're testing. Second of all, the tests don't work.
Yeah.
And third thing is that you have to sign that piece of paper. Once you sign that piece of paper, whether it's a test or a vaccine, you're giving them the right to do it
Yeah.
down the line. And that is the worst thing you can happen. Those people who have the vaccination write off their own ability to choose for their own body. When you take one vaccine, you put on a signature on a piece of paper that you will take the following vaccines. So now you don't have a choice with the next vaccines and the next test and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I will never sign a piece of paper like that because I will give them the right to impose your health.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mhm.
So that's why I won't sign it.
Yeah.
I'm protecting you. Do you know that?
Yeah. I
Okay.
know.
So yeah. Do we see other stuff around? Do you see what is the mentality at school? How are you greeted in the schoolyard?
Um. So, what do you mean?
How do they meet you when you come to Frikvarter?
Break when you get a break.
When you get a break, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you greeted by your pals? Do they mention that it's anything about vaccination and tests or stuff like that?
No, they're just having fun playing games and
So you're still playing with the other kids like you did before.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's
It
good.
it isn't affecting anything.
That's good. How about the teachers?
Uh, they s- our teachers are beginning to say, remember you're not you and remember have hand sanitize your hands. Uh, begin feeling cautious when someone is coughing or having a
So they
headache.
are already imposing the fear in school.
Yeah, a little
What
bit.
do you say when they're asking you to use hand sanitizer?
I say to them, I don't want hand sanitizers.
No. And what do they say when you say you don't want it?
They say, okay, they were
Bare tag det roligt, altså. Don't worry about these people. They can wait. They can wait all day, you know. And this is all good people. I know all these people.
yeah
It's Ken, it's LEB, it's Mike. These are my friends.
yeah
Don't worry about these people. They're all my friends.
yeah.
So what do they say?
So they say, yeah, but then you have to wash your hands, and I would rather go go all the way over to bathroom and wash my hands
Yeah.
instead of taking hand sanitizer.
Yes. And I asked of you if you wanted to do that, and you actually willingly said yes to that, right?
Yeah,
So did you hear that? My kids, he's told to use sanitizer, but he refuses, and then they make him go wash his hands, and he said, "All right," and he go all the way to the bathroom, wash his hands, and come back. So high five for that one.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, is there anything unusual when you are at school or you're at the club after?
No, it's not really affecting the school or the club.
So you don't feel different because you don't have a vaccine or you don't have a.
No, I don't feel outside or
No. So
different.
you still feel like you are part of the group.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you think that will last? When you have the teachers that's so concerned about that thing,
Mm.
as I'm hearing it, it's only the teachers that's worried. Is that right? The kids are not worried, but the teachers are worried.
Yeah. They're no, they're not. I cannot see that they are worried. I cannot see
The
that.
kids
No,
or the grown-ups.
the teachers.
Okay. So no, but when they say careful, you're not coughing on each other, and go use sanitizer, that's being worried.
Yeah.
That's showing concern, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You either have to. So
So they still give you a choice. You can wash your hands or use sanitizer.
yeah.
That's good. As long as you have that choice, everything is hunky dory, you know.
Yeah.
So, do you feel anything anywhere
Feel what?
that you are not having a vaccine? So far, let me say it like last time they were talking down to the age of 12, you know, but this time the corona passes is for the age and 15 above. So right now it's not affecting my kid directly. It's only me that can't go anywhere on this lockdown right now. But it's only a matter of 12 time before they move that to 12, and my kid can't go anywhere with his friends, you know. And yeah, things are getting real here. That's what I want to say, and I wanted to show you the people it's gonna affect the most, and that's people like my son, you know.
Yeah.
But when this comes, when it comes a time where all your friends is going to a movie and you can't, what then?
I will. I don't know. I will try to find a replacement, but really, it's gonna. I know I can't find a replacement, but I'm still gonna try.
Because there will be a time where that is a possibility,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to be pretty soon. I really do.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a talk about that. But there's no way I'm going to agree to the testing or to the vaccine.
Yeah.
No way ever, and you know that, right?
Nope. Yeah.
If you can talk freely, you know. If you didn't have a dad like me, you know, if you could do whatever you want with the knowledge you have, would you have a test? Would you have a vaccine?
Nope.
Why?
If I had the knowledge now, but just a different dad, I would.
If you have the same knowledge you have now, but but I agreed to you that you could do it if you wanted to.
I still wouldn't.
You still wouldn't?
No, but if it, yeah. But if it gets extremely, extremely bad.
If it gets like the people in the game.
Yeah, no more.
No more? Okay.
Yeah.
So you could actually live with them being after you.
Oh, kind of.
What if everybody, just like in the game, in a month or two, are gonna point fingers at you and say you're the one without the vaccine? You're gonna feel different, you know?
Yeah.
So can you cope with that?
No.
No.
Or I wouldn't, but I would say, okay, but why does it matter? I have a vaccine.
Yeah, but they don't care. Just like the people in this game, they really don't care. You know,
Really don't care.
because you didn't take your joy pill.
Yeah,
That's all they see. You know.
yeah. But but in the game, they're still doing something to someone when they're not taking the joy pill.
Yeah. But you know, I'm always here, right?
Yeah,
And I'm always gonna protect you, even from the nonsense outside.
yeah,
Always. I'm gonna build my own damn theater, and you can invite your friends here. You know, I'm just gonna put a big up shit, and I got a projector down here. You see the projector
yeah,
right there? We're just gonna make a big movie on here, you know, and you can invite all your friends. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find our way around it.
yeah,
Yeah, and you know I will.
yeah.
I
You,
always do, right?
yeah,
So yeah, I just wanted you to hear this today. I wanted to show you the perspective from the young people in our world right now. Um, and I know my son can have this conversation without it hurting him. So that's why I'm doing it. I think it's important, whether you're a parent or not. But if you are a parent, you just know that these people out there can't hurt your kids if your kids is strong. Build confidence in your kids. Make them see, make them understand, and keep at it, you know, because you will build them a shield. Don't protect them from the world around them. Let them see it as it is, you know, because otherwise they're stronger than you think. It's not only my son. I've seen other kids too. They're way stronger than we think. These kids are probably more adaptable than we'll ever be, you know? So I think we just need to let it play out and just protect them in any way we can. But don't try to pull them from this world, you know, because that's not the idea, that's not the plan. And just as I've been talking about us in the truth community, about being a beacon and about being out there and showing people, my son is doing the same thing. You know, when he's down there, those other 17 kids are going to see those 5 kids who are not putting up with this system, you know, and it's going to spread, you know. So far, it's only gotten worse, right?
yeah,
There's only more and more that get tested.
yeah. But the popular kid isn't getting tested.
It's all the popular kids.
No, it's not the popular kid.
No, so it's all the popular kids.
No, the most popular kid is not actually
Oh,
getting tested.
okay. So, yeah, there you have it. So, what about the bullies?
The popular kid is the bully.
Okay, there you have it. The popular kid is the bully,
Yeah.
and they're getting tested.
Yeah,
They are getting shamed.
Yeah, no, he then screams out for fun, I'm not getting tested.
Mm.
Because he doesn't like the way how the what you call it.
Is he ashamed of it?
No, he's absolutely not ashamed of it.
No, okay.
He absolutely refuses it. Like he
Was he the popular kid before?
yeah.
Okay. So this kid is not being tested, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, kids that express themselves in school are also getting seen. So it's just as important to let your kids be that light. You know, if they can deal with it. Of course, you have to protect your kids in every way you can, but inform them. Don't shield them. Inform them. Uh, that's the only advice I can have for you. I've been doing it since we started. I told you I told you even before the lockdown that there will be some crazy people in this world. Remember,
Yeah.
and these crazy people will come and try to force thing on us, and I would say no.
Yeah.
And remember what we did? We gave each other a high five that we were gonna stick together through this.
Yeah.
And we did. Remember summertime
Yeah.
when we were allowed to go? And remember, I want to share a story with the people here. At the summertime when they introduced these Corona passes, we were on vacation in northern Jutland, and we were eating at this. What was it? It was a diner, a burger place.
Yeah, I remember it was American. It's called Route 66.
Route 66. It was an American grill barbecue place. And when we just pretended like we didn't know, and we just walked in and said, "Can we get a table?" And they said, "Do you have Corona passes?" And I said, "No." And then she said we couldn't eat inside.
Yeah, we had to eat outside.
Yeah.
But I'd enjoyed it more outside. But
Mm.
I thought it looked more nicer outside.
Remember what was outside and inside, and that's the moral of the story. Actually, outside every table was full.
Yeah.
There were people everywhere. It was like 50 people sitting outside. Do you remember how many was inside?
Oh, almost none.
Yeah.
If I remember, I don't think I remember like that, but completely none.
There were 2 tables, and there were like 8 people in total, and they were all over 60. They were retired, there was I don't know, what do you call them, seniors. They were all seniors, and everybody was sitting outside. I saw the same thing. I saw it all around the Riviera where we were. All the cafes they were booked up outside, and when you looked inside the window, there was almost no people inside. And I even saw places where the people from inside came out and sat with the people outside, because it's no fun to be on vacation and sit in a cage and everybody outside looking at you, just like you're in the zoo. So people actually started to come out. Instead of drawing people in, it was drawing people out. And I think that is why they canceled the Corona Pass when they did in September, because they saw that in summertime it had a negative effect. It wasn't doing its job. So I think they canceled it and saved it for winter so they could introduce it now, where it actually will have an effect where people want to be inside and not outside. So that's kind of the moral of the story. Can you remember when we were done eating?
Yeah.
You remember that when I had to pay?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, he had to come out to us.
Yeah. I didn't have cash. I had to pay by card, and she couldn't bring her machine. So I actually had to go into the restaurant, all the way through the restaurant, to go to the bar and pay. And because I needed to pay, it was all right. Now I could stay inside. We weren't even allowed to use the restroom while we were there. But when we should pay, we were allowed to go walk through the restaurant and pay just like you normally do. So that's the hypocrisy for you, you know. People have a stand until it hits them on the wallet, and then, because I was just waving my arms, said, "Yeah, what am I to do? I only have a card." And she said, "Okay, you need to go inside and pay." And I went inside and paid. Of course, I made a little side note. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't. And she just nodded and looked at the ground, and yeah. So that was a little story. You feel like we need to discuss what's going to happen or what's have happened?
Mm,
So nobody's looking weird at you
no.
for not being vaccinated. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
How about the other parents?
Uh, most of my friends, they're not. I haven't been so much with their parents. I have only been with my friend. I've only been over at a friend who's not vaccinated. I have only
So you haven't been home at any friends who has been vaccinated.
no.
No. So is that because they are not your friends, or is because you're not allowed?
It's more, but I am friends with them, but I'm not coming home to them.
Okay. So it's not because they excluded you.
No, it's not because I'm not vaccinated.
Okay. But
I can still go home to them, but we didn't get the chance to.
I know for a fact that there are some of the parents from your class, who don't want unvaccinated kids at home. They're actually complaining that they're even allowed to be unvaccinated kids at school. Did you know that?
Which parents?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's not your problem. That's my problem. You know, but there is actually parents who don't feel like unvaccinated kids should be allowed at school.
Yeah.
If it comes to you can't go to school, if there comes a point where they tell you you can't come to school if you don't have a vaccine, what are you going to say?
I will say, okay, I guess I'm not going to school.
Love it.
And you know why I would say that.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think about school in general? Let's hear it.
My my general opinion, school learns you some important things, but I think over half of percent of school is a little, waste.
Mm. So you have something. I know you for a fact you come home and ask me a lot of things. You know,
Yeah.
is it because you know that your teachers not always know what they're talking about?
I know some teachers are not that good.
You
They're
know.
they're not explaining things good enough,
Okay.
and
And then you ask questions.
yeah, and then or they don't have an answer.
So they don't have answers for your questions.
Sometimes I've actually almost I've only experienced this once, but our teacher didn't know what even we had.
What?
Our teacher forgot if we
Which class you had?
yeah, which class we were having.
Okay, which class did you have?
We had we had mm, what- like
You had a dance school?
naturteknik.
Oh, it's a new definition of what we call physics. There's no class called physics in my son's schools more. It's called nature and technique. So that is the new physics, I believe. Let me ask, what do you do in nature and techniques?
Yeah, we what we did last time is we needed that class. I'm not gonna say that class is absolutely useless. It takes
Oh, you can say that here. We say way worse than that.
it the class. You know what you learn about?
Mm?
You learn about planets and
Oh,
and you
yeah.
learn planets. You learn the evolution. You learn the Big Bang.
Okay. So what are they telling you? Are they just giving you facts, or they actually coming with an explanation why things are the way they are?
I think 90% of the times it's facts.
So they're just spitting out facts
Yeah,
from a book.
yeah. I think so. They they find something on they find something on like a website, and then they come with the facts, and then they come with a little bit of what it's.
So the teachers actually finding facts on the web on the internet.
I think so.
Yeah. Uh,
Like our Danish teacher is actually good. She's actually learning us Danish.
mm,
She's not she prepares everything. She she knows about she has experience of having Danish,
mm.
and she's also been in the Olympics
Okay.
in I think 2014, the Winter Olympics.
Okay. Is that Anne?
It's not Anne.
Okay.
It's Maria.
Okay. She's been in the Olympics.
Yeah, in the what's it called?
Fencing.
Yeah.
Svær.
No, they scoop like this weird round thing, and then they had to brush something. It's on the ice where the brush.
Oh, it's curling.
No, yeah, curling.
Yeah. Okay, so she's an Olympic attendance in curling,
Yeah,
and now she's teaching Danish.
yeah.
Okay, and she's getting her facts from other way around, from many places, or is you're following a book.
I think she's actually, I don't know where she gets this knowledge, but I know but I know it's like
Yeah,
I don't know where she get this knowledge, but it's way you learn way more.
I'm gonna let you off the hook in a second. You know,
Yeah,
it's good. You know, you don't have to be this nervous.
yeah.
You're still nervous. These people are not biting. I promise you. I know all of them. And they're all good people. They're just like your dad, just in other countries.
Yeah.
You know my opinion on school, right? Do you know what I always say to you? What do I want you to
Oh.
learn from school?
Mathematicians,
Math?
Danish, I think.
Mm.
I don't think, but English.
Yeah. I always tell you, you need to learn math, you need to learn how to read and write,
Yeah.
and you need languages.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to take away from school. The rest is up to you. You can decide whatever you want with the rest of it. You can follow it or you can learn it if you want. If you don't want to learn it, it's okay with me. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would only learn what is necessary for me to learn.
Exactly. What you can need, what you can use. That's what I want you to learn. And you need to learn how to calculate, and you need to learn how to read and write. You know, that's important. And if you want to travel one day, it's nice to have a language or two. You know,
Yeah.
actually, your dad speaks 7 languages. You know that?
Yeah, I think I can say all those languages: Danish, English, German.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know. French?
No,
No,
your
no.
dad don't speak French.
Oh, what else?
I speak Norwegian.
Oh,
I speak Swedish.
yeah, Swedish.
And I speak Spanish.
Yeah. I knew you could Swedish. I didn't know you could Norwegian.
Yeah. Ja, det är great. That means it's okay in Norwegian.
Yeah, I know you can Spanish because you once you had a friend you need to go to and you need to learn it on.
Yeah, I needed to learn Spanish because I needed to talk to a friend of mine. Because we weren't able to see each other, and I needed to learn. He was from Argentina.
Yeah.
And I met him once, and in Amsterdam, and some of you might know him. He's called Iro Landucci. he's a flat earther from Globebusters. I met that guy in Amsterdam, and I wanted to have some conversation with him over the internet, and his English wasn't that good, so I decided to learn Spanish. I had Spanish in school, but I used 8 months of my time. Oh yeah, yeah. He recognized you. We are both big Juventus fan, Johnny Cool. So I've been Juventus fan my entire life. I'm pretty sure you don't like. Yeah. I'm a Juventus fan because my dad took me to Delle Alfi when I was 8 years old, and I had the best time I ever had in my life that day. And I've been a Juventus fan ever since. And now my son, he's following my footsteps. He's become a Juventus fan.
Yeah, I actually saw a Juventus battle. A
match, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can remember the name, but I saw a Juventus camp, and I remember I just liked the way they play.
Mm-hmm. And you knew that was a big Juventus fan, right?
Yeah, I knew.
I always have been. So these colors are not accidental either. That is my theme, you know.
Black and white.
Yeah. So, but I'm not a big football fan no more. But my son is. He wants to learn how to play football, and I'm teaching him right now. We were having a lesson today where we were teaching soccer.
Yeah.
We have to call it soccer because we actually have American people here as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah. This is my son, Andreas. I'm so glad you would accomplish him in his little story here, because I think it's important. I wouldn't have him here if I didn't think it was important. Yeah, and my son has a goal by playing football.
Yeah.
You told me you were going to be the best in the world.
Yeah, I am determined to be one of at least be one of the top 10.
Yeah, well, you will be with that attitude. I'm pretty sure. You just need that heart of a lion. You did you know that your dad was playing professional football?
Yeah, I know you. I know you. I know you were. Yeah, you were on the Danish football team in.
Not the national team in soccer, but we had a street soccer team in Denmark playing on the streets.
And, and then you were. Yeah. What were you, defender?
I was actually the top scorer.
Yeah. So were you attacker?
No, there's not. It's a weird game. There's not really an attacker. everybody scores goals
Okay.
except the goalkeeper, and I wasn't the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but you still are a professional goalkeeper.
Yeah, I've been a professional goalkeeper for 40 years almost. No, I wasn't professional for 40 years. I was professional for 15 years, but I've been a goalkeeper for 40 years. And yeah, you remember Jesper Olsen, so I guess you're a Liverpool fan then. Is that correct, Johnny Cool? We had Søren Lerby as well. Søren Lerby. And yeah. So yeah. But Jesper Olsen, he placed at Manchester, didn't he? He was at Manchester, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I don't know who you.
No, that's way before your time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Søren Lerby, he played at Liverpool. That I know. And we had the other guy. It was not Seelbeck, it was Jan Mølby. Jan Mølby played in Liverpool as well at the same time. So yeah, we had a lot of guys in Britain in that era. So we had a little later we had Alan Nilsson in Tottenham, and yeah, we had a lot of players playing in the Premier League at that time.
Yeah, we also have like in a period we were the world's best in a period, right? We had some really good players
in Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we wasn't the world best.
Yeah, but
ever. So, but we had really good players. We had a magical team back in the 80s with Laudrup and Elkjær and all those guys.
Yeah.
Some of those guys were on that team. Søren Lerby was on that team, and Jesper Olsen was also on that team. So
yeah, you were forgetting an important one. Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel. He was a little later. He was more in the 90s, late 80s and early 90s. But he was actually with us when we won the European Championship in '92. So, yeah, I think that is about it today. Should we see if anybody has something to say? Should we invite them?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? If anybody has any questions for us, for me, for my son, join us. You're welcome. So yeah, and we have from Scotland as well. We have a lot of people right here. We have Americans. We have from Scotland. We have from the UK. General Sorrow, welcome. I don't know where you're from, actually. And we have Ken.
Yeah.
That's a friend of mine. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's invite him.
Hey, Andreas.
Hey there, Ken.
I just wanted to thank you on behalf of Algo, LEB, everybody in chat. You're very articulate. You're very well spoken, and we're all very proud of you both and support you guys so much because of what you're facing and what you're going through. My initial reason, other than to congratulate you guys on how you're holding out, is to comment that I used to be a heavy gamer, but we never faced anything close to what you both demonstrated for us with that bizarre game. And I find it very odd. It's like from the science fiction movie The Matrix or whatever. So you don't know a publisher, you don't know a producer. Somehow this game is just out there, and it has this bizarre parallel to the real world. And thanks for showing us actual gameplay that shows results of not, shall we call it, complying. Very bizarre, but very interesting aspects to that game.
Yeah, and we haven't seen half of it yet, Ken. I only showed you a couple of clips, but actually, there's been well, the entire game is just absurd from the start to the finish. I actually find it entertaining just to watch my kid play it. It's at that level. I get so much from it that it's crazy. And even some of it, I bite my tongue because I actually don't want my kid to know what's behind that. So it's very heavy duty, and this game is actually allowed from 13 up. My kid
Wow.
is 13, and so everybody in my kid's age or above are allowed to play this game, and that's just insanity. Because you have other games who are just kids games that they can't play until they're 16 because it has blood in them. But it's apparently it's allowed to have subliminal messaging targeting our kids' future. So that's insane.
That's what I found was so disturbing. Was it was not only subliminal, but overt indoctrination of saying, well, the first thing we learn as kids when we're navigating a game is, well, okay, what are the rules of the game, and what do I have to follow in order to keep playing the game? And of course, the point of taking the pill is to continue to explore this world. So they have not really a carrot, stick and carrot, but definitely the same mechanic. But I was almost embarrassed when I suggested to you Grand Theft Auto, because you're right. It that pales in comparison to the
And
amount
it really
of.
does. 'Cause
It's like
it's
they're
something
revealing it. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, this is actually, if you don't notice, my kids is aware. It wasn't me just telling my kids to play the game. He knew what it was about. He was the one telling me about this game. You know, and what's is startling is that kids who don't have this awareness and this awakeness that my kid has, you know, they're gonna buy this bullshit as facts. And yeah.
It's that interesting mix where some kids, they for me, video games was an escape. Like, okay, I can't stand what's going on in the world, or I don't care about what's going on in the real world, so I'm going to go to Skyrim or some video game to enjoy that. So if you're escaping to using video games as an escape, you're certainly not standing up for your rights out in the real world. But you're also what you've mentioned is interesting, where they're not necessarily buying it as truth, but whatever they're hit with subliminally, they don't even realize how much it's starting programming in between their ears. They think they're playing a game, but they're being indoctrinated by it. And I want to give a shout out to Serious Truth, aka Stacy B.
I just
It's
said
really
hi.
great to see her. Yeah.
Good to see you, Stacy. Today I invited my beautiful kid. So if you haven't watched us, go watch it back. He has some interesting things to say. Something that I know that you're passionate about, Stacy. So this one is definitely for you. And I know I'm gonna get a comment for you from you, because this is so sad. This is this is, I want to say, embarrassing for the human race. I want to
It
say
is.
that it is embarrassing to say that it is grown up that's actually made this game. It's so sinister. Not only the game, but the thoughts and the reasoning behind it. Because this is not an accident. This is not some guy who's sitting in a basement and all of a sudden come up with this idea and narrative and made a game about it. No, this is calculated. And I know what it takes to make a game like this. This is not a cheap game. It's a blockbuster game. It cost me, what was it? 60 euros just to buy it, and the next edition is like 20 euros a piece. So this is expensive shit. It's well made. It's a well thought through game, and I'm pretty sure that you have hundreds of developers behind it. You know, so this is not something that's come up overnight. It is a calculated game with a lot of people in on it, and that makes it sinister. You know,
Right. I want to
so
make a quick comment to what General Sorrow was asking. The name of the game is, which I'm personally saddened and infuriated by.
mm,
How dare they use a phrase "we happy few"
exactly.
from a
Already,
wonderful speech by Henry V.
yeah,
He who sheds his blood with me this day will be my brother. I consider Brian a battle brother in the upcoming battle.
yeah,
And to use this farce of a game, this indoctrination to insult the memory of people who are making a stand, you're provoking me. You're making me want to even be. But I love what you and I came to an agreement at the end of your last stream, Brian, is deep breaths. We
yeah,
can't let them
exactly.
show our hand or allow ourselves to get taken out picked off one by one so easily. When the time comes and we can all stand together, we're just, there's too many numbers. I'm getting goosebumps and I'm being very emotionally moved that what you guys are undergoing. But to call this game "We Happy Few," I don't know if they're taunting us. We're all, at some point, I know LEB, I know Algorithm, I know Stacy B, they're ready to make a stand when it's going to come to it. And I just can't express
Yeah.
my pride and being proud of both of you for the circumstances you're undergoing right now. And you're right, it's an expensive game, and that they're getting people to promote it. And what I said in chat earlier, and I loved hearing what both you and your son had to say, that you were ignoring chat, which is fine. But I was saying to both Algo and I think it was Betty Davis Eyes that this is a big production and they're making money off it, just the way that Big Pharma is making money off of the shenanigans they're pulling worldwide. It's insidious, and as you're saying, disgusting. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing to say. But that, as you said, that is why we're here, you know, deep breath and all that, you know. This is also what it's about. This is about diffusing it, you know. And
Yes.
we can do that. We can do that by shine the light on it. You can diffuse that shit, you know. Because if we are not aware of that problem, we're just gonna let our kids watch this shit, you know. And I don't have a problem. I trust my kid. I trust him in every way. He's very smart and he makes very smart decisions. Sometimes even smarter than I do. You know, I'm more like a bull in a china shop. You know, I go head first. But my kid, he's thinking his way through. And I have no doubt in
Absolutely.
my mind that he will make the right choices. He can watch any game, any movie he wants. He's gonna say no if he feels like it's not for him, you know. So I'm not even gonna play that side, you know. And instead of alienating them from saying you can't play this game, you can't do this, instead you said, you know what? If you have questions, come and ask, you know, and we'll take that one together. So
What I like is this is a unique perspective where I think they wanted to trigger you and be like, no, you can't, where you're more like, hey, let's reverse engineer this. Let's kick the tires and see what they're up to at the level of what they're trying to. If anything, they're almost, you know, telling you what they're going to do. So
yeah, I'm gonna buy every version of this game. I'm gonna watch it all, you know, and it's gonna cost me €100. I don't give a shit, you know, because if I can just get one thing that I can use in the future, it will be worth it, you know.
you're
So
reminding me of Sun Tzu. You're willing to make that expense because then that allows you to really know your enemy. This is
yeah,
what they're thinking. This is what they want to put out there. This is how they want to portray themselves. So it's information gathering, doing some intel.
yeah, and for me, it's an easy choice, you know. I just save the money I get from I don't spend on the test, so I
There
use
you
that
go.
on the
That's perfect.
game. So
Well,
I'm
that's
very glad to hear from you, Ken. It's
absolutely. I was
always
going to
good.
say that's all I got to say. But
Yeah,
that young man there of yours has a bright future. It's good to have a great goal like that because that's going to motivate you, and in motivating you, you're going to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. So I'd say best luck to you, young man. Good on you, Andreas. You got big shoes to fill, but I think you're up to the task.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Ken. That's a friend of mine.
Yeah. Hi, Ken.
Andreas. On that note, guys, I'll bow out. I'm hoping that maybe there's somebody behind me, but if not, it was a great stream, Brian, and we always are always grateful and appreciative for updates from you. Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit early today, but it's for the same reasons. It's bedtime soon, so
Absolutely.
so we just wanted to do. We just wanted to show you this. We have been talking about this game all week, and we finally decided to share it with the world, and so that's amazing.
Awesome.
Well, I do have somebody behind you, so
All right.
Yeah.
On that note, God bless you. Prayers for you, your family, and your loved ones, Brian. Prayers to everybody in chat. Take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
Sure will, Ken. Bye. And I will bring in, this is a very good friend of mine. He's called Mike from Colorado. You have been hearing me talking to this guy many times.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake my kid up, because I'm speaking so loudly with Mike. So.
Yeah.
My apologies to Andreas. Hi, Brian. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Well,
Doing well, Andreas?
yeah, I'm doing well.
Presentation inspired me to do a little research I want to share with you guys.
Sure.
So August 16th was the first news story of 2017 about We Happy Few, the video game.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be released in April of 2018, and then it got delayed and updated and delayed.
Oh my God. So it was actually, they were putting it out there before the pandemic.
Yes, and what's equally as interesting, June 10th of 2018, Microsoft acquired Compulsion Games, who makes it, for an undisclosed amount.
Nice, Mike. Nice.
Yeah, and I have knew that. I actually know that We Happy Few was before the pandemic, and it made more sense after the pandemic.
Absolutely, yeah, and it didn't pass the ratings code for Australia, so Australia banned it.
Of course they did, yeah.
If you go to the WeHappyFewGame.com website and go to the very, very bottom, it's a really long page. It shows all the characters and it talks about them. At the very bottom, it says, we acknowledge the government of Canada through the Department of Canadian Heritage, Canadian Music Fund, and of Canada's private radio broadcasters. Yeah. So this is a Canadian government funded project purchased by Microsoft and released onto the minds of people, and banned in Australia, and released in the minds of the young.
Well, that should just tell you everything right there, shouldn't it?
It tells me all I need to know.
Exactly. And yeah. And what actually that raised a question in my head, Mike, what you just shared with us there. Was the game delayed because it had truth in it, or was it delayed because of the pandemic? Was it really the pandemic that was rolled out later than it was supposed to be?
Darn fine question. They may not have had the mRNA technology up to speed.
Or maybe that guy wasn't dead yet. You see where I'm going with this?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you had this Carrie Mullis guy who were able to blow the lid off it, and they were expecting him to die a little sooner.
And it didn't happen yet.
And it didn't happen, and they keep on postponing it. And when he finally died, they made a pandemic and they allowed the game to come out. So I'm just saying that that is a question. Did the game?
Absolutely.
So where's the timeline? Did the game follow the pandemic, or did the pandemic follow the game?
Right. Well, we know the pandemic followed Event 201, but as far as where the game goes,
yeah, it's all planned, But were they able to do this with Carrie Mullis out there? That is,
not as easily for sure.
No, exactly. That guy, he would be all on the fence, if we shut down the world of something he knew wasn't working, that guy would he will be on mainstream media somewhere, or maybe not mainstream, but big channels saying the truth.
Right. Trying to get it out there.
Yeah, because he has been actually for 20 years. He's been trying to say this to people. So yeah, good stuff, Mike.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep both of you guys up. I apparently wake up Andreas anyway once in a while, talking too loud. So I'll just tell you, young man, you did an excellent job. I appreciate the information. I'm going to pass this around to everybody I know who has children about your age group who are going to be interested in this game, and just at least let them know to come watch this video and get a look before they either spend their money or before they make a judgment. I think the information you gave today is really valuable. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we thank you, Mike, always. That was good information as well, because I actually haven't researched it. We have been busy looking at the game. So yeah, that was good stuff.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Thanks again. We'll talk to you later.
I will, Mike.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was really good news.
Yeah.
Did you catch it all?
Yeah.
He said that was a government-funded game.
From the Canadian government.
Yeah, exactly.
Banned in Australia.
He's smart. he hears everything. Yeah.
I actually knew the game from a song from a YouTuber.
Okay.
And when I recently heard it in the pandemic, it made way more sense.
It made more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna try and get all those links from those YouTubers, you know.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put their videos in the subscription downstairs. So thank you everybody who's wishing us the best, and welcome Brenda Mitchell. Bossicino's here. It's just so important what we're doing right now. I'm not gonna keep this stream going much longer, because my kid needs to go to bed and I'm kind of tired too. So, but I thank everybody for being here. It means so much, as I said, this is how I deal with stuff. I wanna have these discussions so it doesn't become a problem. Because if I don't have you people to talk about this, I would be out there telling everybody around me how fucked up this game was. So it's better to get that information from somebody and now we can do that, informed. As Mike said, you can inform them before they go buy this game for their kids, so they can they can make a informed decision, and yeah, we're gonna end it now. Yeah, but we just appreciate everybody here, and we're gonna make what we're gonna do. I've been talking to my kid about this. We're gonna set the screen, recording the screen when he plays that game. He can play it, and he'll just play it until the end, and we'll find all those little goodies and bring them to you. So I'll make a video later this week or next week, or when we are done playing the game, with all these small goodies from this game, so that you need to know. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna let you do the outro.
Yeah, how do you do your outro?
Outro, you just say, man, it was good to see you all, And you know what? I'm Rebel Junior. See you on the flip side.
I'm Rebel Junior. See you on the flip side.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you all.
that's what people say. Let it go now. And it'll be okay. Gotta let it go now. And you'll be fine. Let it go now. But it still haunts my mind. All of these damn memories I cannot erase, and I still pay penalties I cannot escape. When the day comes to lay me down in my final place, I hope I look back and say my life was not a waste. Gotta let it go. I done lost enough. How can a mistake still cost as much? Yeah, my life's been rough. Every day's a struggle just to not give up. We could try to let go, but no matter how hard we try, maybe some things in life won't let us go until the day